Woodbine Racing live on the air for the penultimate racing week here at Woodbine. It is Jeff, it is Elisa as we bring you coverage of our 7-race program. We are 3 weeks away from when Elisa unwraps all her presents.
3 weeks. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's right around the corner.
I'm telling you. And we're going to find out if you got coal or if you got something good in your stock.
I better have gotten something good. I mean, I got to hang with this guy all year long. I deserve something.
I just got your Christmas present.
I heard that. I heard that.
You haven't seen it
The
yet.
word's out.
Word's out. I had an epiphany. I was walking through the store and I said, I know what to get Elisa.
That's it.
So you're going to wait and see to find out what that is. Our Christmas gift to you is hopefully some winners on the program today. Unfortunately, Grinch has blessed us with not exactly beach-like weather for a December program.
No, you got to wear your winter woolies, especially if you're bringing horses over, if you're riding tonight, because it is chilly. The problem is that, the sun's gone away. When the sun was out, it wasn't so bad. But like, I took my little dog for a walk. Now he refuses to wear a sweater or a jacket. He doesn't. He's one of the cool kids.
Yep.
But I mean, coming home on the turn for home, he was like, "You can pick me up if you want and carry me the rest of the way." It was a little chilly today.
We're going to update the Jocks race for you coming up a little bit later on. Obviously, it's between Pietro Moran and Rafael Hernandez. But I saw a crazy stat that somebody sent out on Twitter. Which rider in North America has the highest win average in grade stake races in North America?
I saw this too. It's our own Rafael Hernandez.
30% in grade stake
Pretty
races.
awesome.
Yeah. So he's had a really, really good campaign. So congratulations goes out to Rafi. He rides a grand total of 1 horse on today's program.
It's all right.
And he's probably quite happy with that.
Exactly. Hey, speaking of riders too, we saw Jose Campos just come in tonight with his family.
Yeah.
And on the crutches, but he said he was feeling really good. He's going to go in there and get a little bit of therapy from Randy, who looks after our jocks, it was just great to see him. But he's headed home to Mexico for the winter.
Can we come?
Yeah, exactly.
Average win payout $21 on the past Sunday program, and 10 different trainers won Kevin Nichols with a double on the program, which was great to see. Let's do some handicapping, my friend. I need some Christmas money. I've already gone over budget a little bit.
On my present, that's okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, yours was like $50,000, so it was very, very pricey. Blinkers are on for Elisa, so she's ready to do some handicapping now as we get set to go a mile and a 16th. The title of topic 1, opener.
No, we're not thinking out of the box today.
Just opener.
I got
Levels.
it. I got it. Levels. Well, what do you do in the first race, Jeff? I mean, it is Thursday night.
Yeah, it is.
And you know that on these Thursday nights, it feels like it's a full moon many, many times. We get these horses that win that just, we don't anticipate them jumping up and winning. But in this spot, this is a horse who's moving up, and I might not normally be like, oh, here's a horse coming from being claimed for $15,000. Yeah, coming from being claimed for $15,000. But this quarter hasn't really come up that time.
No, it has not. And this is where we find Pietro Moran. He is going to ride the number 1, this being Nicky Is a Breeze. That's just, to me, to see Rafi ride one horse is so unusual in a program.
Yeah, but,
Well, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him at all. And here's a look at Pietro. He rides the first 5. So now we have to talk about some hot barns and talk about some other horses in this race. Danny Yu.
Hot.
And Devin Gittins.
Hot.
Do we even look at the form anymore, or do we just put them on top in races?
Okay, well, here's the good news. We don't have to worry about Devin here in the first race, but I have to admit that over the next few days when we've done our handicapping, if I see a Gittins horse, even if I don't like the horse, I'm not necessarily using it in the top spot, but I'm certainly tossing it in for the 4th place spot. But here I went to Nicky Is a Breeze, who goes first start off with a claim from Mike Doyle. Mike doesn't claim a ton of horses, but he took this one for himself. And I would imagine that they're maybe thinking about a Florida campaign. So you have to start to kind of read between the lines on some of these claims. Are these horses that people are going to put away for the winter months, or are these horses that have winter plans? And I think this one's got some winter plans.
See, Nicky Is a Breeze will run fast today, then run right onto the van and say, get me down to Florida.
Get me to Florida and shave this hair off.
Yeah, I'm ready for the beach, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, that one. Majestic Appeal looks kind of interesting, too. It's Cavey, who, like you said, had a really good day on Sunday. And anytime you see Phil with Hall with Cavey, you have to pay attention to.
Okay, Chase for Place. I'm interested in this topic here. It is topic number 2 on the program, and we are going to focus in on race number 2 on the card. So you got to fill me in a little bit in here. What is Chase for place.
Well, you had to chase the loose horse on the front end to get up for the second place spot.
Very clever.
Yes, you see, now I'm just figuring that out myself. That's all Mike. That's all Mike. But Lady Moonshine is the horse that we're talking about. This is 5 non-winners of 3 and non-winners of a race in a year. Now, here's the last race, and this is one that I wanted to remind you about because it was a little bit interesting. So our horse is in along the rail, but do you remember this one, Jeff? There's a loose horse on the outside. And listen, loose horses cause all kinds of havoc because you just don't know what they're going to do, especially, you know, around the turn. You got to assume this horse is going to maybe travel wide, but could, you know, jump in and get into the mix as well. And with the reins dangling, that's never a good thing either. But our horse is well clear of the loose horse at this stage in the game. And really, it was just a race for place because Lois Len, from what I remember, went straight to the front and kept on going and really was the lone speed, I think, in the race as well. So Lady Moonshine back here again for Willie Armada. And this stat was kind of, not stat, but this fact was kind of brought up to me the other day by Greg Peacock, who's up on the 6th floor. He tells us all sorts of good stuff. He keeps us really informed, especially about workouts and such. But he said, you know, if you watch on Willie's barn, he might not have had a ton of winners, but his horses are there lately for seconds. They're picking up the pieces, exactly. Yeah. And, you know, and that is actually the case. He's only had the 8 winners, but he's had 19 seconds, 17 thirds. This horse, I think, could be able to maybe get them into the winner's circle. So I went with the 6 over the 3, Alaturka from the Krista Cole barn. She's been really reclassifying a lot of her horses, and it has been working. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it's 6-3, and I put the 5 in Googly Eyes as well. It just gets into a nice little spot in here. But you've got the 1 in for the 3rd place spot, Cinnamon Bits. For the John Corriott outfits. Let's look at race number 2, the Chase for Place. And it was on there for Lady Moonshine. I actually was joking with Billy the other day. I said, Billy, I quite like one of your horses coming up. And he says, Jeff, the only problem is she likes to finish second. Oh, well, play her in the exactor then.
Yeah, so we'll see if maybe we're able to kind of break through for race number 2. Lucky number 13. That is the next topic in here as we take a look at the start of the Pick 4 wager in here. Maiden 7,500 claimers. Oh boy, This is like a Christmas gift for these owners if you're able to get a win late in the year. Want to send all the best to John LeBlanc Jr. He's got a horse in this race. I'll send all the best to his wife, Maggie. She's recovering right now, so I just want to wish her all the best there. And
I wasn't aware she was injured.
Yeah, okay. Just had a bit of a procedure, so just want to wish her all the best. And Fedorova could not be discounted in this race as far as I'm concerned. Might make one left turn and not be caught.
Well, do you really see anybody else in here, Jeff? I mean, like when you take a look at it, like I don't really see anybody else. I mean, and there's a huge field of 13. There's just this one horse that really does stand out, that being Fedorova. But if you want to look at some other horses in here, I started just looking for live barns. Same thing. You know, Zelko Kretschmar gives you the winner of the Coronation Futurity. He's got She's So Croatian in this spot. The 7, Closing Appeal, ran a decent 3rd last start out. Now is here for the $7,500 tag. The 5, Royal Amazing for Pat Perronte. You know, the barn has had, I think, a year that they'd rather, you know, say close the book on and start again next year, but we could end it up with a decent start from this one. But I mean, Fedorova is at least picking up pieces for 10 and is here for 75, and nothing picks your spirits up when you're not feeling good than a win.
Yeah, you got that right. And the 9th and 10th place finishers from that race, Naughty Destiny and Bling the Money Home, will come back to win. But just to get back to Zelko, I was looking up the winning buyer for Fire and Wine.
What was it?
I think he got an 86.
Really? That's a big number.
Really high for a baby
For a
here.
baby?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of some baby numbers this year, and I mean, it's,
But I mean, he was powerful, like, and he, oh man. So congratulations goes out to Zelko. Nice way to wrap up the year. He's riding a bunch on Sunday as well. Just started handicapping that program there for race number 4 on the program. We do go the distance of 3/4 of a mile, maiden 7,500 claimers. The problem is, Lisa, you and I have done enough of these low-end maiden claimers. It looks kind of obvious on paper, and then.
But sometimes it is.
Sometimes
it is, you know, and then sometimes it's like, is Black Goddess on today's program? Is that tomorrow?
I think.
Sometimes you pull a Black Goddess, right?
Exactly. Okay, let's get to race number 5 now on the program, and we're going to talk about speed. I feel the need.
Do you?
The need for speed.
Well, you're going to get it from the inside horse. Cajun Influence is likely going to go straight to the front and try and keep on going. I mean, the issue with this horse has been the ability to stay with that speed, and maybe just some issues as far as steering is concerned, like was maybe a little what would you say, over enthusiastic
keen.
about racing last start out. But maybe we got that whole issue under control. Now there is a couple first time starters in this race, and you always say with Lauren Richards, first time starters, do not panic if the workouts are slow. And these workouts are not exactly swift. I mean, 105, 104. Slow works, but typical for this barn is the note that I made. And this is actually a half to a horse who was a really nice baby winner, that being Yukon Striker. Mares produced 7 foals, 5 are winners. We saw the 2-year-old from this mare win. I'm assuming this is going to be a big one when we get a chance to see this gelding, because he didn't make it to the races as a 2-year-old, so maybe he needed to do some growing. The other first-time starters from the John Mattini outfit, they had a winner the other day. Peace Offering is the horse that they send out in this spot, who is a silent name. But, Cajun Influence has that inside draw, inside speed. As you say, I feel the need for speed. But what did you do with Lauren Richards' horse?
Because I know you like him.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, and again, as you said, this is just a respect pick from the barn, because this horse could be Secretariat, could be a maiden 10,000 claimer, but he works his horses all the same. They just don't work quickly.
Yeah, and at least they got ready for one race this year, because I can't imagine Lauren won't run this one back in a week. No. And then, next season, this will be the 4-year-old campaign. I kind of want to get a look at this one, because I have a feeling he might be big.
And then you got Mew and Me on the outside. He's kind of due for a victory. Lost that win through disqualification and ran really well last time out when finishing second. Fraser Abley picks up the note there with Moo and Me. That's a look at race number 5 on the card. Topic number 5 is In Tight. On the 401 today, I don't know what went on today. Traffic was brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. You had one exit closed, you had lanes closed, you had guys riding up my you-know-what, trying to get past me. I'm just like, holy smokes, people. Just everybody calm down.
That's right. Now, you know what? On my drive-in, all I had was big trucks pulled over.
Lots
big
of
trucks pulled over. And then it slowed everything down. So, okay, let's get over to this race, because
sorry
we got sidetracked with Jeff's road rage.
My rant, rather. Yeah.
Society's Thunder. I mean, how good is this horse?
Yeah.
And we have said this so many times. It doesn't matter where you put this horse. He just tries his you-know-what off. And did he ever almost try to win the Kennedy Road back on November the 15th under Jose Campos? Now, you're going to see it from 2 different angles. This way, remember, he got moved up to the 3rd place spot through DQ. But this way it doesn't look, you're like, not so bad, that doesn't look so bad. Wait till you see the head on, because this horse gets fazooed. I mean, the doors get locked in front of him from the left and from the right, and he is making a run. He could have got there possibly to get the win. I mean, Jose is riding for the victory here, but watch this, because it's just over right here. Yeah. And we're lucky nothing happened either. Everybody's lucky. But there was some good ping-ponging going on. I just think this is Pozzanelli's best horse in the barn. He's found himself a nice, cozy spot here to get a win. He only has to beat 5 other horses in this race. His major competitor is the 6, the Great Oz, who comes in off of a win. But the Great Oz was DQ'd from that. And I believe that War Bomber would have won that race. So it probably is a second. He got moved down to second anyhow. But I just think that if he didn't cause that interference, War Bomber was going to win that race. So I went 4-6, and then Summer Commander, who's been a little disappointing as of late.
I think he's gone over the top a little bit.
Yeah, it was so good. He was so good for so long.
Had a fantastic year.
And this will be it. Likely. And
on paper, Babo and the Great Oz should throw it down. And that set things up nicely for Society's Thunder. The question marks and 3-year-olds. Megalodon, at one time was a very promising prospect.
Yeah. And you know what? The other thing, too, is Society's Thunder gets a brand new jock. I have very rarely seen Pozzanelli use Fukumoto.
Yeah, not very often.
But Fukumoto's riding. He has quietly had a really good year.
Yep.
Especially in the back half.
You know what, too? He doesn't get on the Mercedes-Benz.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
But now he's back in Bob's barn.
Which is huge.
And he has certainly had a good back half of the campaign.
All right, so that's a look at a good replay there, courtesy of Elisa. Let's talk clocker now, shall we? Here, it's topic number 6. We're going to go 5.5 here for race 7. These are 5,000 claimers. Jackpot high 5. This would be a nice little Christmas gift. We're well over $200,000 coming to this event. $228,000. Put Steve Jadu on the number 5, this being Summer Sunday, the scratch beat Tormenta. And here's a look at the clocker report horse in this spot. And this is one that we're going to focus on, and this is Shamrock. Now, if you're a conditioner, Phil Hall, how would you evaluate your year? Because remember how good he was
last year,
and even I found him to be kind of streaky.
He's streaky, and he's been claiming a lot of horses too, hasn't he? Like, he always seems to take a lot. You know, I wonder, remember the one day we were talking to him and he was saying, oh, I forgot to turn my ringer off. Remember the one day we were talking to him and he said, oh, I'm getting a ton of phone calls from out west. With what's happening out in Western Canada, this is a guy who might be picking up some pretty strong owners to bring you next season.
Yeah,
so
it's possible.
It could be, I know this year maybe wasn't the year that he wanted, but next year, if he gets loaded with some owners that want to come here and invest in Woodbine horses, then watch out, because he's one of the first calls, it sounds like, for a lot of owners from Western Canada. So is it possible that Dominic Pozzanelli can sweep the late double? It's possible. I just think Madalena might get the better of Super Sunday. They come out of the same race where Love You Lippy had won, and Love You Lippy has had a fantastic year. However, they come out of the same, I want to say they come out of the same race, but they don't. They just both face Love You Lippy. Quiet Madalena raced against Love You Lippy on October 30th, so has had more than a month to get ready and has a work in between and 49-1. I'm good with that too. Whereas Super Sunday's coming back in off of 14 days and had to face Love You Lippy last time as well.
So Super Sunday goes with the Pozzanelli outfit, as you said. The one thing that I have found with him is when he drops, they tend to run well.
They do. And you know, sometimes they get claimed, but hey, right now you want to get that $5,000, get the win purse. You don't have to winter the horse if that's the case. And you can always start shopping again next spring.
That is true. That is true. So let's look at some of the races on today's program. Our final topic for the pregame show, though, is going to be plays, which means it is play of the day time. Not sure if Elisa's got her scarf on in this picture or not, but we'll see.
No, only Robert wears scarves.
And here you go with your plays of the day.
Well, Fedorova should be able to get that maiden score out of the way. Cajun Influence, I think, goes straight to the front, keeps on going. Society's Thunder, I'd love to see him win today. And Quiet Madalena's been refreshed with a workout in between as well.
Here's a look at my plays today. I think we have some similar ones, don't we?
Just Society's Thunder.
Oh, okay. My watch lister is Lady Moonshine, who you like a little bit today. Alta Calibre looked really good last time off the claim, so we'll see if that one can strike right back coming up at race number 3. My debut threat is going to be Pacaro Point, and my best bet of the day is Society's Thunder, that one coming up in race number 6 on the program. Here's a look at the plays of the day, courtesy of our authors and Woodbine TV Prod. Doug going towards Lady Moonshine. Woodbine TV Prod says Sterling Heights for them or there, or for artificial intelligence. We're still not sure who Woodbine TV Prod is. And Super Sunday coming up in race number 7 on the program. And that one goes postwards with Steve Judou now picking up the mounts. But a real tough year for us here at Woodbine. Earlier on this season, we lost a very good horseman in Paul Buttigieg. And then we got some shocking news that earlier on this morning, a Hall of Famer passed away, and Mike Doyle is certainly a gentleman that we're going to remember very, very well on this broadcast. You know, the one thing about Mike that I always loved was how sharp he was when you talked to him. He always
so much fun.
So witty,
so
and he always had great hats and always dressed perfectly. And he loved to give us a hard time, which I loved as well. When you look back at his career, one of the best he ever had was Bess Arabian. Was a fantastic horse. He also had Blonde in a Motel, who won the Oaks. He was able to have some good results in the Derby as well. And this one just hit us in up left field. And we just want to pass along all our best to everybody involved with Mike's family, and to his assistant Brent, who has been a lifelong friend, and Dave and Rand's ran a great deal of horses. But what are some of the memories that you'll miss? Because obviously we just really loved chatting with him.
Well, he used to tease me like crazy when I first started here. When I was like 21 and working in the race office, he used to get me turning red sometimes. And we always, I bumped into him here and there down at Gulfstream, and then it turned into a whole thing, right? Yeah. I mean, we just had a lot of fun together, and I will really miss him. Everybody's going to miss him around these parts, because, look, there was nobody with better comebacks, and quick wit than Mike Doyle. And you know who's going to miss him the most are the gang on the rail in the morning, because he had a lot to say in the morning, and he certainly brightened a lot of people's days. Great guy.
He was going to retire at the end of this year, and the great thing now in hindsight is the fact that he got inducted into the Horse Racing Hall of Fame earlier on this season. So we thought we would look back at his Horse Racing Hall of Fame induction video, and Mike, you will be dearly missed from all of us here at Woodbine.
Dublin, Ireland-born Mike Doyle was immersed in the horse world of jumpers and racehorses while still in school. Despite his trainer and bloodstock agent father Jack's encouragement to try veterinary school, Mike moved to Canada, initially working for Gardner Farms before taking a job with Jim Bentley, subsequently as trainer for George Frostad's boutique stable, in time adding Eaton Hall Farm as a client. In 1984, Mike purchased Vice Regent filly Bessarabian for Eaton Hall for $122,000. Well, she would go on to win the Grade 2 Gardenia and Grade 3 Natalma as a juvenile.
And through the stretch, Bessarabian down to the wire, winning the Natalma Stakes,
helping Mike win the Sovereign Award as Canada's outstanding trainer. Bessarabian's career included 17 wins, earning over $1 million, and was presented the 1986 Sovereign Award for Champion Older Mare.
And Bessarabian's going to go over $1 million lifetime and closes the door on a brilliant career.
Mike also trained for Bill Graham's Windhaven Farm, winning the 1989 Canadian Oaks with Blonde in a Motel.
Blonde in a Motel, gorgeous to the front, a great effort by Blonde in a Motel.
In 1993, Mike guided the American-bred colt Wild Gale to the American Triple Crown and watched him finish a close and very troubled third in the Kentucky Derby. Wild Gale also finished third in that year's Belmont Stakes. As racing manager for Frank Stronach's Adena Springs, Doyle purchased and trained multiple stakes winners for the farm. Mike surpassed his 1,000th career training victory in 2014, and he is also known for his hand in the development of top horse people who have worked for him.